Imagine spending thousands of dollars on a cruise, only to realize after boarding that you picked the wrong cruise line. The food feels disappointing. The ship feels overcrowded. The atmosphere feels nothing like the ads online. And suddenly, you're stuck. Because every cruise line is built for a different kind of traveler. Some are floating party resorts. Some focus on families. Others are quiet luxury hotels at sea. And choosing the wrong one can quietly ruin your entire vacation. So today, we're ranking the world's biggest cruise lines from worst to best based on food, service, entertainment, value, and real passenger experience. Some fuels severely or confident. Food, service, entertainment, value, and real passenger experience. The food, service, entertainment, value, and real passenger experience. Some focus on food, service, entertainment, value, and real passenger experience. So today, we're ranking the world's biggest cruise lines from worst to best based on food, service, entertainment, value, and real passenger experience. Some fuels severely or confident. Food, service, entertainment, value, and real passenger experience. World's biggest cruise lines from worst to best, value, and real passenger experience. That's some and real passenger experiences. Some of these rankings may seriously surprise you. So let's begin with number 10. Number 10. MSC Cruises. Beautiful ships, but inconsistent experience. MSC Cruises looks luxurious at first glance. Crystal staircases, modern ship designs, beautiful atriums. The ships honestly look far more expensive than they actually are. But once the cruise begins, many passengers notice the same problem: inconsistency. One meal feels great, the next feels rushed or disappointing. One crew member is warm and helpful, another barely interacts with you. MSC in Europe also feels very different from MSC in the United States. European sailings tend to feel more relaxed and international. US sailings often feel like a cheaper version of Royal Caribbean without the same level of polish. Now, to be fair, MSC usually offers lower prices than many competitors. That's what attracts people. But many travelers eventually realize the cheaper fares come with trade-offs. There is one major exception, though: MSC Yacht Club. Private decks, butler service, and exclusive dining make the experience feel far more premium. But outside that bubble, the inconsistencies quickly return. MSC isn't terrible, but it may be one of the biggest gamble cruise lines in the industry, and that's why it lands at number 10. Number 9. Carnival Cruise Line. The Loud Cruise. Millions of people love Carnival Cruise Line, knows exactly what it is. Loud, energetic, chaotic, affordable. And honestly, that's exactly why millions of passengers love it. The second you board, you feel the energy everywhere. Poolside music, comedy shows, deck parties, late-night pizza. Carnival is built for maximum fun at a low price. And for families, friend groups, and first-time cruisers, that formula works extremely well. But Carnival can also feel inconsistent. Some ships feel modern and exciting. Others feel crowded, outdated, and exhausting. One dinner surprises you in a good way, the next feels average and rushed. And if your dream cruise involves quiet lounges, fine dining, and peaceful sea days, Carnival may feel overwhelming very quickly. Still, Carnival has one of the most loyal fan bases in cruising. Because, for the right traveler, it delivers exactly what people expect: cheap fun, casual energy, and non-stop entertainment. And that's why Carnival lands at number 9. Number 8. Norwegian cruise line Freedom that gets expensive fast. Norwegian Cruise Line built its identity around freestyle cruising. No fixed dining times, no strict dress codes, more flexibility for passengers, and many travelers love that freedom. But there's a catch. The best experiences usually cost extra. Specialty dining, Wi-Fi, drink packages, excursions. Little by little, the costs start adding up. That's one of the biggest complaints passengers have about Norwegian. Still, Norwegian shines when it comes to entertainment. Broadway productions, nightlife, comedy clubs, and live music are some of the best in the mainstream cruise industry. Their solo traveler cabins are also among the smartest ideas in cruising, making Norwegian especially popular for people traveling alone. But once passengers start noticing the constant upselling, it becomes difficult to ignore. Norwegian is excellent for flexibility and nightlife, but if you want a more all-inclusive feeling, the extra costs can become frustrating fast. And that's why Norwegian lands at number 8. Number 7. Princess Cruises. Relaxing, reliable, and surprisingly quiet. Princess Cruises focuses on balance. The ships feel elegant without becoming too formal, relaxing without feeling boring, modern without trying too hard. Princess is especially famous for Alaska cruises. In fact, many experienced travelers consider it one of the best cruise lines for Alaska because the company controls lodges, rail systems, and land tours throughout the region. That creates a smoother overall experience than many competitors can offer. Food quality is also consistently solid. Restaurants like Crown Grill and Sabatini's regularly receive strong reviews from repeat passengers. Princess also stands out because of its medallion-class technology. Passengers can unlock cabins, order drinks, and track travel companions using a wearable device instead of a traditional cruise card. And, surprisingly, it works very well. But Princess does have one weakness: energy. If you want giant attractions, huge nightlife, and non-stop excitement, Princess may feel too quiet. The entertainment leans more traditional: live music, classic productions, and relaxed evenings. For some travelers, that atmosphere feels peaceful. For others, it feels sleepy. Still, Princess remains one of the most dependable cruise lines in the industry, and that's why it lands at number 7. Number 6. Royal Caribbean International, the floating city that never slows down. Royal Caribbean builds some of the biggest cruise ships on Earth, and the scale is honestly hard to believe. Surf simulators, zip lines, ice skating rinks, water parks, entire neighborhoods on board. At times, these ships feel more like floating resorts than cruise ships. That's exactly why Royal Caribbean dominates the family cruise market. There's something for everyone. Kids, teenagers, couples, and first-time cruisers can all find something to do. The entertainment is also some of the best at sea. Broadway musicals, aqua shows, and ice skating performances regularly impress passengers. But these giant ships also create one major problem: crowds. Packed elevators, crowded pools, long lines for popular attractions. And, like Norwegian, Royal Caribbean constantly pushes upgrades: specialty dining, drink packages, premium activities, and Wi-Fi. Some longtime passengers have also noticed food quality slipping slightly in included restaurants. Still, Royal Caribbean remains one of the most complete cruise experiences in the world. If you want non-stop entertainment and huge attractions, very few cruise lines do it better. And that's why Royal Caribbean lands at number 6. Number 5. Disney Cruise Line. The family cruise line adults secretly love. Most people assume Disney Cruise Line is only for children, but that's exactly why many travelers underestimate it. Yes, Disney dominates family cruising. The kids' clubs are incredible. The character experiences feel magical, and the entertainment is on another level. But what surprises many adults is how polished the overall experience feels. The service is exceptional. Crew members remember preferences, anticipate problems, and create an experience that feels smooth from beginning to end. Disney's Broadway-style productions are also genuinely impressive. Shows like Frozen and Beauty and the Beast regularly surprise experienced cruisers. Disney even offers adults-only restaurants, lounges, and quiet pool areas that feel calm and sophisticated. But there's one major downside: price. Disney cruises are expensive, sometimes dramatically more expensive than similar itineraries on other cruise lines. Still, Disney understands emotional storytelling better than almost anyone, and for families especially, the memories often justify the cost. That's why Disney Cruise Line lands at number 5. Number 4. Celebrity cruises. Modern luxury without the chaos. Celebrity cruises quietly became one of the smartest cruise brands in the industry. While other cruise lines focus on louder attractions and bigger crowds, Celebrity moved toward modern luxury, and it works extremely well. The atmosphere on board feels calmer, cleaner, and more refined than most mainstream cruise lines. Instead of giant party decks and non-stop chaos, you get elegant lounges, rooftop gardens, stylish restaurants, and spaces that feel more like luxury hotels than cruise ships. Dining is one of Celebrity's biggest strengths. The food quality is consistently strong, and specialty restaurants like Fine Cut Steakhouse and Le Voyage regularly impress passengers. Celebrity also offers surprisingly good value, because once travelers start adding Wi-Fi, drink packages, and upgrades onto Royal Caribbean cruises, Celebrity often becomes competitive in price while delivering a noticeably more refined experience. This cruise line is especially popular with couples, food lovers, and adults looking for relaxation instead of non-stop stimulation. The service also feels polished without becoming overly formal. Now, if you're traveling with young kids or looking for giant attractions and water slides, Celebrity may feel too quiet. But for modern luxury at a reasonable price, it's extremely difficult to beat. And that's why Celebrity lands at number 4. Number 3. Holland America Line Classic Cruising Done Right. Holland America feels very different from most modern cruise lines. Instead of giant attractions and loud party decks, the focus here is comfort, relaxation, and destination-focused travel.
The atmosphere on board feels calm almost immediately. You'll find piano lounges, live music, cooking classes, and travelers who genuinely care about the places they're visiting. Holland America is especially strong in Alaska. In fact, many experienced cruisers consider it one of the best Alaska cruise operators in the world, because the company owns lodges, rail systems, and land operations throughout the region. Dining is another major strength. Restaurants like Pinnacle Grill and Tamarind consistently receive excellent reviews, while overall service remains polished and dependable. And perhaps the biggest luxury on board Holland America is something many cruise lines lost years ago: peace and quiet. Fewer crowds, fewer loud announcements, less chaos overall. Of course, that same atmosphere can feel too slow for some travelers. If you want nightlife, water slides, and non-stop entertainment, Holland America may feel too quiet. But for travelers who value comfort, relaxation, and classic cruising, it remains one of the best experiences at sea. And that's why Holland America lands
at number 3. Number 2. Virgin Voyages, the cruise line trying to reinvent cruising. Virgin Voyages entered the cruise industry with one goal: do things differently. No kids, no giant buffet halls, no traditional cruise atmosphere. Instead, Virgin created an adults-only experience that feels more like a trendy boutique hotel at sea. The ships feel modern, stylish, and intentionally different from traditional cruise lines. But where Virgin really changed the industry was food. Instead of one massive dining room, Virgin offers more than 20 smaller restaurants, and they're all included.
Korean barbecue, steakhouses, vegetarian tasting menus, late-night pizza, no extra dining charges. Virgin also includes Wi-Fi, gratuities, soda, and fitness classes, making the pricing feel far more transparent than many competitors. Entertainment is also very different. Instead of Broadway-style productions, Virgin focuses on nightlife, DJs, immersive performances, and modern adult entertainment. For many younger travelers, that atmosphere feels exciting and fresh. But Virgin definitely isn't for everyone. If you love traditional cruising or family vacations, it may feel too unconventional. Still, Virgin proved there's a huge audience for modern adults-only cruising, and that's why it lands at number 2. Number 1. Ultra-luxury cruise lines. The cruise experience most travelers never see. At the top of the list are the ultra-luxury cruise lines. This is where cruising stops feeling like mass tourism and starts feeling truly premium. We're talking about cruise lines like Regent Seven Seas, Seabourn, Silversea, Viking Ocean, Oceania, Crystal, Cunard, and Ponant. These cruise lines operate very differently from mainstream brands. Smaller ships, fewer passengers, much more personalized service, no overcrowded pools, no long lines, no constant chaos. Everything feels calmer, quieter, and more refined. The service is on another level. Crew members remember your name, favorite drinks, and personal preferences in ways that feel genuinely natural. The suites are also far more spacious and luxurious than standard cruise cabins. And then there's the dining. This is where ultra-luxury cruising becomes truly impressive. High-end ingredients, expert wine pairings, and meals that often rival fine restaurants on land. But one of the biggest differences is what's included. Unlike mainstream cruise lines constantly charging extra fees, many luxury lines include fine dining, premium alcohol, Wi-Fi, excursions, and gratuities. The experience feels seamless from beginning to end.
Even the itineraries feel more exclusive. Instead of crowded tourist ports, these ships often visit remote destinations and smaller ports larger ships can't reach. Of course, these cruises are expensive, sometimes extremely expensive. But for travelers who can afford them, they completely redefine what cruising can feel like. And that's why ultra-luxury cruise lines take the number 1 spot. And here's the truth most cruise advertisements never tell you. The best cruise line depends entirely on what kind of traveler you are. Some people want non-stop entertainment and nightlife. Others want quiet luxury, fine dining, and relaxation. The key is choosing the cruise line that matches your personality and expectations. Because choosing the wrong one can completely change your vacation experience. So now I want to ask you, which cruise line would you choose? Let me know in the comments. And if this video helped you, subscribe now, because the next video reveals the hidden cruise mistakes quietly costing passengers hundreds of dollars every single trip. And once you see those mistakes, you'll never look at cruising the same way again.